survived the June heatwave here in the UK and we enter July in, I think, a brief respite. I think it's going to get hot again. What has been hot but very good to use has been the Electrolux Lite Deluxe 1000. It's been working very well, and we need to check on some of the cordless vacuums and give two machines their month first look, and yeah, see what you are going to make me use for the month of July. Let's have a look. Yes, hello, my vacuum cleaner and Electrolux chums. How are you today? This poor thing's probably faded a ton since you last saw it. Such has been the weather here this month. Oh, it's been very warm. But this has done very well. It just wasn't quite warm, as in it's got a brushed electric motor. My goodness, I've been using cordless vacuum cleaners a lot, just because the heat that this thing generates is fine when the ambient temperature is, 20, 23 degrees, but when it's 36, whew, doesn't work well. So it's been used, but sparingly. It's sort of been come out, and I've done a deep clean, and it's gone away again. And I'm hoping that the bag did not pop off, and it hasn't. And if we check the bag door, the fabricy, fleecy bags are doing very well. Oh, that's got some dirt in it. Very nice. We are going to have to keep this in here because we need to use this to clean up the other vacuums, because spoiler alert, the machine that you have chosen doesn't have tools. So yeah, we're doing all right. We've got the air freshener still, which itself smells quite well. It hasn't actually been smelling a lot coming out of the machine. I might go stick it up there in the exhaust path. But the filters are still good. This bag hasn't leaked any dirt. It's been, bar now, when I'm pushing it around, it's been very nice indeed. Even the tools, being just here, is such a fantastic place for them, because you can be mid-clean and leave the machine on. You haven't got to turn it off to open a bag door or have the hose getting in the way of a top door, which they do as much as we all like a nice Miele or AEG. When the hose is coming out of there, you've got to open a bag door around it. Yeah, mid-clean, it's a bit of a pain, but with the tools there, it is excellent. Otherwise, bendy tubes, they are quite bendy. This floor head isn't bad, really. It's not my most favourite head, but it's also pretty good. Even on this rug, there's bits that the cordless machines with the brush roll couldn't quite grab. Again, bits of hay is a prime example from when we clean the hamsters. This does just put it up. You can feel the bits come out of the rug as the airflow just and sucks everything out. So yeah, it's no wonder these tools ran for decades across many machines. This set of tools in this colour and this style were used from the 80s into the 90s. You could probably find a couple of very early 2000s machines that carried on using these tools. So yeah, you can see why it's been a lovely little machine. This job isn't quite over yet, because I'm sure we're going to need to clean some other vacuums out. So let's see how the Eleckeys K30 got on. And this arrived just at the right time, because it's been pretty much just over a full month since it came. And yeah, I do really quite like it. It works really well. The airflow is just right. I mean, hard floor, normal mode. For the carpet, I smash it into boost, but that is due to another little niggle which we're going to have a look at soon. But yeah, for day-to-day use, it's really nice. It's very tall as well. I love that. And it doing this is great. I have moved some bits around in order to make the most of being able to do this. Let's take the wand off. One of the things I sort of wish they had done is put this clip there, because when you're holding the machine, I mean, I'm now holding, you have to sort of put one hand there, and then put it. That's perhaps a little bit of a niggle, but again, there's more structure here. If you put it on the wand, yeah, I can see why. Yeah, just a little observation. So yeah, we've got half the battery used, because I have run it around. I haven't pushed this through anything naughty. I haven't, you know, no vacuum cleaner debris, nothing like that. All we have is general dust and dirt. So that is the sponge pre-filter. In fact, we can take the whole thing out. Look, that's the sponge pre-filter. There's a couple of very lightweight dust bunnies just starting to come up there, but they've all been caught by this big washable HEPA filter, which is still absolutely spotless. I'm guessing this is the exhaust filter. It comes through there and it hasn't gone through there, and then it hasn't been expelled. So bar on the very edge, which is the edge of that foam pad, that is absolutely spotless. We're doing rather well. Now all I think we need to do, grab the Electrolux, have the crevice tool, and we'll give this a quick vacuum off. That genuinely is the first time I've looked at this filter. I know it hasn't been filthy dirty because I've glanced at it when emptying, because it doesn't fall out. It is quite nice. The carpool did have a habit of its filter falling out if we didn't have it at just the right angle. The only other thing I've really done, because I've had to a few times, is take this out to get hair off of the shroud. It's a bit, I say it's a bit annoying. The whole thing clogs up far less. In fact, I think I've only had it clog up on the inlet once, which I'm fairly happy about. It's just when it builds up and the dirt wraps around there so much that it chokes all of the airflow. But that is that. We are back to excellent running order once more. Right, let us have a look at the floor. The floor head works very well indeed. We can see that the anti-hair wrap perhaps doesn't clear everything, but then I've never known it to. I'm sure, especially going by the amount of hair that's in the machine, it has been working, and the fact that this is all that's on there is probably a good thing. So if we can pick off all of the hair just like that, I think, we can even take this bearing out, which is very clean underneath. Oh, it's nice to see a screw. You might have a little bit of a chance of finding that bearing and replacing it should you need to. And the inside of there isn't bad. It's been incredibly dry, so it's not seen an awful lot of use. It doesn't like toxic waste wrappers. Leave your children into that rubbish? Comment down below. But for just a small damp cloth and a couple of seconds of time, a bit more moisture, we don't want to scratch it too much, we can clean everything up very nicely indeed and have a back to brand new floor head, which is doing quite well. It's, I've used it every day, multiple times a day, and there's not a drop of wear on it. These rear wheels are great and really do make the thing smooth and easy to push. However, what is perhaps a little bit less great is this brush roll. It has one stiff strip and two very, very soft strips, and it's not brilliant. It does take a few goes to get things out of the carpet. It's great for hard floors though. It's why I've actually got a whole month with them, because on the hard floor I don't get the bits up. It's why I put it in boost, so it can have the suction more than the brushing. But with this now being the daily of the period, we can put our red brush strips in, which, of course, fit absolutely perfectly. So there we go, stiff brushes all round now. This end cap popped onto there, this end cap popped onto here, and I am hoping that this perks things up a lot. It should still be fine for hard floor. I get it, I get why the market these are designed in, that would probably be quite stiff and abrasive, but for my market right here, even on this Oh look, see I've just got all the hair back on there again. Note to self, don't just pick up the big clump of stuff that I've just cleaned out of the machine. Let's do it this way. There we go. Oh yeah, that's far more aggressive, especially when it can put itself down. Even just normal. That's going to be a lot better. So, fantastic. That is pretty much my only gripe with this machine at all. The hoses are fine. Is the hose in this wand okay? Yeah, nothing is perishing. Nothing is breaking. I am going to say very well done, Eleckeys. I've even brought the base stock in from the hallway where it sits. They've even been using the tools. This pivoting head really is nice. It makes it, because you then haven't got to hold the machine at one angle, you can get down into things because it's suddenly quite narrow. And yeah, as you can tell, I do just plug it in and walk around the whole of the house dusting things. I even used it in the car the other day because I changed my air filter, and in the very bottom of the airbox was 10,000 miles of bits of leaves. So I got this, took it outside and cleaned it all out. The daily cordless done, it's time for us to have a look at the first daily robot. Yes, how is the lovely Dreame D10 getting on? Well, the bit that I'm most worried about is this bag leaking anymore? The answer is a little bit, but you know what, for a whole month we're gonna leave that well alone. And yeah, look at all the grubby fingerprint. This is why I literally take it out after we've cleaned the vacuum, show it to you on camera, and then shove it back. It literally lives under my printer. It's quite easy to hide the dock on one of these, but it is what I feared about having a white one. I mean, I didn't choose a white one. I was very kindly gifted this, not by Dreame, but by a very good friend and subscriber. I think he only bought it for me because it's not available in his home country, and he wanted to see what it was like. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying me using it so far, because yeah, this goes around every single day. This gets the real dirty stuff from downstairs, and it's holding up okay. I think I might wash the bin now because it's getting a little bit, the openy bit, it's getting a little bit grotty. It's not awful, but it's certainly not spotless. And if we open up this filter, yeah, all the fine dust does sit there. So nothing a very quick vacuum can't fix, although looking at the state of that brush roll, probably need to give it a little bit of a clean out too. Yeah, it's gone through something that's been dropped on the floor and then dragged a load of smush through it. That's why we have to clean it out. So let's perk this right up. The last thing to clean out is underneath the brush rolls, because even though downstairs isn't quite as hairy as upstairs, and that is a hopeful placeholder for in a minute when we go get the other robot down, it's not awful. As you've seen with the Roomba, they can really pack themselves full. This one hasn't, but you know, it doesn't get quite as much hair abuse as the one upstairs will. This one just gets the general smuts, which is why it's a bit grimy now. because it would have run through something that was spilt and slopped it all up, which is always an issue with robots. I guess, I don't know really, a moppy one would do the same because it would vacuum over the thing first before it then mopped. It would probably just do a better job of cleaning itself as it went, but it was still plough through it first. Comment down below, what do you think would happen? But for this one, I think we'll be fine. That can which way round, that way round. You can go in there. Oh, there is a bit of schmutz in this bit. There we are. Lovely. Ready for another 30 odd days of vacuuming. Right, that's all the machines that I have downstairs, I think. Let's go and get the other robot. Let's have a check of the Monsga, which has been living happily upstairs literally since the day after I unboxed and filmed it and did that video, and it seems to have been performing fine. Upstairs has been very nice and clean. I have seen it go round, I have heard it, I've watched it.
Dustbin removed.
It is, and it works really well. It's very quiet, but seems to have excellent suction, gets into all the nooks and crannies. I like the fact that it does nudge things, so if there's something that it can move a bit and clean, i.e. things that the children leave, it's very good at doing that. Nothing really filthy underneath it. I'm not quite sure what I was expecting to see, but I guess we can see how good the self-emptying is. And yeah, just like the Dreame, it's leaving a few little bits and bobs. I want to be careful to not disturb our filter too much until we've had a look at it, because if you remember, we did a little hack on this when we unboxed it, and we stuck a Miele pre-motor filter on it, so that hasn't done too bad. This probably has a tenth of the fine dust that it otherwise would have on it, so I'm going to call that a win, because I think it would have been worse if we didn't. Let's go give all of this a clean up, and then we'll have a check of the brush roll. And that all cleaned up really well. We can put, which way was it? It was this bit into here. There's a way to do it so it all sits properly. This into here, then that, because this filter clips into that bit there. Then you have to tuck the edge right underneath there and then click it down and make sure it's flat, otherwise it will sit up ever so slightly. It is quite condensation-y, but I haven't used it wet for a good while actually. Being upstairs, there's not a lot of carpet, and I'm wondering if, especially in all of this heat, oh, there we go, there's air from 2 weeks ago. I think it might need to air out a little bit. It's a shame I can't just leave that cap off and let it vent, but I don't think it will go back in otherwise.
Dustbin installed.
It's not. But
Dustbin removed.
yeah, but, there must be a magnet somewhere. So yeah, I might go leave this in the sun to really fully dry out. But if you were using it regularly, which I'm not at the minute for mopping, I am tempted to swap them around and have the Dreame upstairs and this downstairs to see how it coats. But I need to find somewhere for the Dreame, because this, having such a small base, fits under the bed. And it's really quite easy. Right, let's check the brush roll. And I'm hoping that we have less hair, and you know what, there is less hair, and it certainly isn't all wrapped around the bearings, but it is just wrapped around this end bit here, which I think is better than the Roomba got, and I think it's certainly better than the Dreame would probably do, although you can pop its bearings out. So I'm going to call that a win, because we've seen a lot worse. Yeah, it's getting a bit grubby. We could wipe that down, but I think for now we're going to leave it and wait until it really needs washing. We can put that in there, give our base plate a nice white gown. Oh, it's pivoting base plate actually. Just realised that. Look, there was a little pivoting frame in there, so yeah, that will get all up into your nooks and crannies. So there we go. That can go on there. And then finally, I do not think it will be an issue, but we will check our bag, which is still intact. It's still there. If we release it, oh yeah, looks spotless. Absolutely spotless. There's the remote, which I don't use. It's on the schedule and I use the app, but I do appreciate it being there. In fact, if it was there, the kids would probably use it more. And it's picked up, which you can sort of see in there. There's not really a great way to show you, but it is filling up and it is going nicely. So, very good indeed for the Monsga MR7 Pro. But what daily corded machine am I going to use for July? Well, as voted for by you, we have my quite tatty, quite broken, but runs well enough as a vacuum cleaner, Hot Point Super Upright. Yes, been a while since we've seen this because it is quite broken, sadly. The cordless one doesn't work at all. It is quite smashed up with various bits missing. Yeah, he is sadly a bit tatty, but it has a bag. Oh, look, a Miele bag. Perfect. And that's all we need. We don't need filters when we have a Miele bag. But certainly for the carpet, might be alright for the floor, it should do well. Oh yeah. It's like trying to vacuum by manoeuvring the car backwards and forwards. It's fantastically clunky is the best word to describe it, but it's certainly brewed a heck of a lot better than this. And who knows, once upon a time one of these Electroluxes and one of these Hot Points could have been a good cleaning duo, although Hot Point made a matching cylinder, so you would have probably had one of those as well. But for the carpet upstairs and the rugs downstairs, this should be quite fun. It'd be good to give this some use before it probably ends up being broken for spares, because the motor and everything runs well, but a lot of the body isn't that good. So if you needed some Hot Point Super spares, let me know and we can sort that out at the end of the month. But that will do for now. We have the main machine sorted, we have the cordless robot sorted, we have the cordless handheld vacuum sorted. I wonder if this Hot Point Super ever thought that we'd have a machine that is almost as good as this. I mean, it doesn't clean as deeply, but it's probably got comparable air. No, there's no contact at all. But whereas the Hot Point will be rubbish for the hard floor, the Eleckeys will be very good indeed. So what are you going to use for the month of July? Do let me know down below if you think you dare do vacuuming in the heat that we probably got to come, and we'll see how much this Hot Point Super survives being used for an entire month. Yeah, quite soft bristles, but they do seem quite effective. We'll see. It'll be good to use it. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. And some other vacuum cleaners, will see you soon. Bye bye.